All right, so these are the instructions for week 11. So I'm just on our course homepage right now, and if I go over to the course content and scroll to the week 11 content folder titled Gender Inequality and Misogyny, you will find the content for this week in here. This first video that many of you have maybe watched already is just kind of giving you an update on the course and where we're at. This instructional video, once I finish recording it, will be right below that video, found right in the content folder. So the first several links here, these first four are just short readings from our online textbook on social problems, continuity and change, kind of providing you some sociological background and information on gender inequality, the concepts of feminism and sexism, etc. Below those readings, you'll see the first video presentation for this week. This is just a 15-minute mini lecture on the topic of misogyny, sexism, and patriarchy. In it, I explain how patriarchy has contributed to a number of gender inequalities in our society, specifically in the realms of politics, violence, and media. Below this is just a link to a brief magazine article that kind of unpacks in more detail what the distinctions are between misogyny and sexism. The two terms are similar, but they are different, and this article, I think, does a good job providing kind of a contemporary look at what those terms mean today and how they manifest in current society. The video below that is a TED Talk in which the speaker discusses kind of the dark secrets behind sexist advertisements, which I thought would be helpful as it relates a lot to your in-class assignment that we're going to be doing this week. Below that video, see a link here for another video. To access the video, all you need to do is click on the link and you'll be redirected to it. And this shows an extended trailer for the documentary film Misrepresentation. So Misrepresentation is a documentary that's actually available on Netflix. If you're interested in watching it, I think it would be a great choice to do so. Misrepresentation is kind of like similar to the documentary we watched last week, The Mask You Live In, but whereas The Mask You Live In was really unpacking masculinity and social problems pertaining to men in society, Misrepresentation is really looking at misogyny and the problems that women are facing in society today, especially in terms of their representation in media and in politics. So this is just an 8-minute trailer. I'm not asking you to watch the entire documentary this week. However, if you'd like to, it is available on Netflix if you have access to a Netflix account. And then this last piece of content this week is just one more presentation. It's only 15 minutes again, so very much a mini presentation, a mini lecture, if you will. But this is an entire presentation just looking at gender inequalities in the context of work. So gender inequality in work, both in paid work and unpaid work, is probably one of the largest areas of study in the sociology of gender. And so I felt it was important to dedicate an entire little presentation to it in the content. So that's the content for this week. Once you've completed viewing and reading the content for the week, you do have an in-class assignment this week again, and it is another discussion board, but it's a little different than the discussion assignment that you completed last week. So let me explain. Last week, to access your discussion forums, you went through the group function in Blackboard, but what I was noticing is that not many of you were replying to one another. I'm not sure if many of you were even reading one another's initial posts or threads in your small group discussion. And that's fine. You know, I was hoping there'd be a little more participation, but I get it. You have a lot going on right now. You're probably not going to go above and beyond if you're not required to. And so that's fine, but it does make more work on my end if I have you complete the discussions in small groups instead of just having one big discussion forum that every student in the entire class will post in. And so that's what we're going to do this week instead. Instead of you just posting in small groups of 6 or 7, I'm just going to make one big discussion forum that every one of you in the class will post your discussion responses in. You can still read and reply to other students' discussion posts in this large discussion forum. In fact, I would really encourage you to do so. Again, I'll encourage you, but it's not a requirement. But again, the main purpose of just having one big forum instead of several smaller forums is that it just makes life on my end a little bit easier in terms of posting the content and also grading the content as well. So to access your assignment for this week, you'll go ahead and click on the discussion forum link underneath collaboration tools here. And that's going to take you to the discussion board where there is still the opportunity, if you haven't already, for extra credit just to post in on this checking in discussion post here. But right below that, you'll see the new board that I've created for the week 11 assignment, which is called Sexism in the Media. So the instructions for this assignment are provided right here. For this in-class assignment, you'll need to find an image or a video of a sexist advertisement or commercial. You will insert the image or video into a discussion thread and answer the following questions. So essentially what I'm asking you to do, find a video, either a commercial, it can be a video, so you could search on YouTube, you could just do a Google search. It can either be a video commercial or just an actual picture of an advertisement that displays a sexist image or is a sexist advertisement or commercial. All right. And then once you've displayed or inserted the video or the image into your discussion thread, I want you to answer these 4 questions. The first one, what is it about this advertisement that is sexist? The second, I'm asking you to use one of the big 3 sociological theories, so either functionalism, conflict theory, or symbolic interactionism, to sociologically explain why the sexist behavior or belief displayed in your ad exists in our society. So you don't have to do all 3. You can pick either functionalism, conflict theory, or symbolic interactionism, and essentially just use whichever one of those theories you chose to explain why the sexist behavior or belief that's being displayed in the advertisement you found is part of our society today. Use the sociological theory to explain it. Third, I'd like you to answer the question, how could this advertisement be harmful to women in society? And then also, how could it be harmful to men? Again, one of the big things we want to remember about social problems is that they don't only affect marginalized groups in our society, social problems affect everyone. So while most of your ads will probably be sexist and derogatory towards women, I want you to also think and consider how this sexist ad could be harmful towards men in society too. And then lastly, I want you to offer at least one suggestion for either an individual act or a societal action that could help reduce the sexist behavior or belief that's being portrayed in your advertisement. All right. So to access this discussion board and to post your individual thread, you'll click on the blue link here. And then where it says create thread, you'll click on that. Here you'll see the instructions and the questions I want you to ask again. You have to enter a title or a subject line in, so we'll just do sexist ad for this example. And then down in this box here, to insert the advertisement or the video, you'll do one of 2 things. So if you found an advertisement, which again would just be an image, I think the easiest way to do this is just to find the image online. So let's say I want to do this advertisement, which I believe is for watches. The easiest way to insert this image into the discussion thread is just to simply copy and paste the image there. So what you can do is just copy this image. So I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to click it and then do Command C. You could also right click it and then just highlight copy image. All right, and then I'm going to go into the discussion thread, and then in here I'm just going to paste the image. So paste it in there just like that. There we go. And then I can scroll to the bottom of the image. And then right here below the image is where I'd like you to answer the question. So the first question, what is it about this advertisement that is sexist? Blah, blah, blah. Question 2, question 3, question 4. All right. So once you've written your responses to the questions and posted the image in there, you would just hit submit. All right, and then just to give you a look at what that's going to look like here. So if I click on my thread, you can see I can very clearly see the image that you found. Your classmates would be able to look at the advertisement that you found as well. And then answers to the questions would be posted below that. All right. The other option was to post a video. So I'll quickly show you how to do that. I'll just create another new thread here. Type it sexist ad 2. All right, so if you found a video link, most of the time you're going to find those links on YouTube or on some other video streaming service. So let's say that I wanted to post this sexist commercial as a Dorito Super Bowl commercial from a few years ago. If I wanted to insert this video into my discussion thread, all I would do is highlight the web address up here, right? So make sure it's highlighted. And then again, I'm just going to copy that. And then in Blackboard, you'll see there's this little icon here that's like a little movie, a film reel with a play button sign on it, right? It says insert/edit embedded media when I hover my cursor over it. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And then right here where it says file or URL, I'm going to paste the URL for the YouTube commercial that I wanted, just like that. Great. I'll click insert. And now you won't see the video here, you'll just get this yellow box, but that is what you want to see. All right, so just scroll down below the yellow box there, type in the responses to your questions, etc., and then go ahead and click submit. All right, and now just to take a look at what that looks like, I'll click on Sexist Add To. You'll see here that I now have a YouTube link embedded in my discussion thread here for the sexist commercial I wanted to display, as well as the responses to my questions. All right, so again, you don't need to do both a picture advertisement and a video or a commercial. You can pick one or the other. Many different ways you can find these sexist ads. You can just do a simple Google search for them. You can do a search on YouTube, scroll through many of them, find the one that is most astounding or, speaks the most to you in whatever capacity, and then just make sure you're including both the image or the video and your responses to the question in your discussion thread. Again, you don't need to read or reply to any of your classmates' posts, but I would encourage you to. I think you might really find it interesting to view some of the advertisements or the commercials that your classmates are posting. I think it might create a really interesting and vibrant discussion. So if you would like to view those other posts and post some replies or comments to them, I will definitely do my best to keep an eye on that and facilitate a discussion as well. So that's it for this week. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to send me an email and I will get back to you as soon as possible. Talk to you soon.